Hello, this is Mr. Huff, and let's talk about the Virtual Robotics Challenge Disco functions. So the purpose of this is to learn about functions and using the print console. That's what we're after. So the timeline, I'm expecting this to take about 5 days to complete. The first 2 days will be to take some notes from the lecture videos included in this slide deck, starting your initial version. Day 2 would be completing your initial version and brainstorming some improvements. Start working on that. And then submit your initial version code. Then on day 3, you would start your final version after you've brainstormed and complete your final version. And then on day 5, you would produce a 6-page portfolio and submit that portfolio and the final version of your code together in one assignment in Canvas. So this is the link to open the Virtual Robotics site. First things, remember to add 2 comment blocks. You need to have your name and the activity ID at the top, so this is es31c. Set the pen color to green and place the pen down when you start your program. Also add the block that says set print precision to 0.1, and this will make your print console behave properly. Also choose playground disk mover. Alright, before you begin the activity, I want you to review these tutorial videos. One of them details outlining or how to make functions in this environment. It's called My Block. Okay, so you're going to use the first one for how to construct simple functions. Also, I would suggest use the gear icon at the bottom of YouTube to speed me up. Also, look at the second tutorial, and this is how to use the print console. I go through and make a function that prints the timer and the X and Y location with some labels to help you make it easy to read. Use your own labels for your own program so it makes sense to you. This is the disk mover playground, and I need to point out that when I say colored goals, I mean these squares at the bottom. So there's 2 different tasks. In the first task, you're going to use the electromagnet, and you're going to pick up and place 2 disks inside the matching color goals. Each color goal should have 2 disks matching the color of the goal to complete the challenge. So in the blue goal, you'll have 2 blue disks, and in the red goal, you'll have 2 red disks, and so on and so forth. And then the next one is challenge 2 would be use the electromagnet to pick up and place 1 disk of each color inside each color goal. So each goal would have 1 green, 1 red, and 1 blue disk when this challenge is complete. So only choose one of these. If you're new to programming, then task 1 is probably the one you need to tackle. If you have done some programming before, I would expect you to challenge yourself and take on task 2. First thing you need to do is think about your pseudocode. And remember to use this template. You're going to have your name, the activity, complex behavior, and simple behavior. So you can just type this up in a Google slide, and it might look like something like this on the right side. So you're going to put your name, activity, describe the complex behavior. That's pretty much the task description. And then the simple behaviors to achieve that task completed. Code requirements and screenshots. You must demonstrate the use of functions or my blocks in your code and identify repetitive tasks to turn into functions. Remember, if you start and end at the same place, it's much easier to control your functions. You must send time and location information to the print console, and you also have to trace your path with a green pen. Screenshot the playground at the completion of your task, so we should be able to clearly see everywhere your robot has been. And then you're going to save the print console data stream. It will go to a text file, and that's something you can use later. And save your code as you go. So every time you make major changes, make a new version. So in this example, I would be on my 6th version. You're going to generate 2 versions of your code. The first version, the initial version, you just get it to work. And you save the required information I just talked about. And another thing I'm going to add as a checkpoint is you're going to submit your code for version 1, just the code. It's just a check to see if you're making headway and you're on track with your time. Then brainstorm ways to make the program more efficient. Take notes about your ideas because you're going to have to report those. And then produce your final version that is better than the initial version. It should go faster. So apply your ideas to make the program more efficient, faster, and save the required information for your second program. The first submission you're going to do is the initial code for your initial program. So once you get it to work, save that program and turn it in on Canvas under this assignment. After you've improved your program, you're going to calculate your percent improvement. This is just like the last one. So you take the initial time and the final time, the difference between those two divided by the initial time, and that's going to tell us the percent improvement. And I've got an example worked out on the right side. You're going to generate a portfolio. The first slide is going to be your pseudocode, which includes your name and the activity. Also, it describes what you're trying to achieve and your logical sequence of events. Slide 2 is going to be your initial version. So you're going to show me a screenshot of the playground and then copy and paste the text from the print console into a text box. Arrange it so it's easy to understand what's going on. On slide 3, you'll have your final version, so you're going to do a screenshot of your playground. There may be some minor differences that I should be able to detect, and the main thing is you're going to copy and paste the print console content into a text box. Again, make it easy for me to understand what I'm looking at. Slide 4, you're going to list the improvements you made in the final version that resulted in this improvement. Slide 5, you're going to show your work for the percent improvement. And then slide 6 is going to be the conclusion question and your answer. Use the layout, title, and 2 columns. You put the question on the left side and your answer on the right side. So let's look at the question I want. Functions are used by programmers to write code efficiently. First, provide a definition for a computer program function. It needs to be one that makes sense. And then look around you. Almost everything has a digital controller. So that means it has code in it. So choose an object and describe a function it might have in its code. So think about like coffee machines have microcontrollers, refrigerators have microcontrollers. Your home may have a microcontroller in the thermostat. Look around you. Your phones have tons and tons and tons of functions. So look around you, find something that you think has code in it, and describe a function that you believe it has. Final submission is going to be this assignment, which will be es31c disco functions. And you're going to complete your 6-page portfolio. You're going to download that as PDF, and you're going to turn in that PDF and your final version of your program. And that's it.